Okay. If I asked you to define family, how would you define it? Let's say there's a question that says, "What is family?" What would you say?
Um,
What a basic term. How do I
what
define
is
this, right?
family? I'd say that people, people who live together,
Okay, fine. All right. Let's
or
say. Uh-huh. People who live together. Family. So you could give it various different meanings. Yes. People who live together. Legally you could say. Who are married, right? You could say, or cohabiting partners, civil partners. You could say people who live
yeah,
together. Not people, in fact, couple, because when I say people,
yeah.
students live together in a dorm, right? That's gonna be a class. So couples
Hmm.
who live together, um, they could be married,
Hmm.
they could
Are
be
you
civil
screenshotting?
partners. Yes, I am. Can you not see my screen?
No, I can hear you, but I can't see your screen.
Why is that? Let me reshare. Okay, now can you see my screen now? Hello.
Yeah, all right.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Okay, very well. Okay, so um, a family, so couples who live together in civil partnerships or married or they're cohabiting with or without dependent children or so and so. Okay. Um, a household is when, one person is living alone or a group of people are living together on the same address, they have shared facility and so and so. Okay. Now, in
mhm,
sociology, we're going to go over various multiple types of families. Okay, so types of families. Mm, we've got a nuclear family, extended families. I'm going to explain all of them to you. Don't worry. Extended family,
yeah.
a beanpole family, lone parent family, reconstituted family, constitute. Okay, constitute TED, family, same sex family, and that's it. A nuclear
All right.
family is like, in fact, okay, yeah, a nuclear family is like, the ones that we see in the advertisements, or you could say a father, mother, son, daughter. Okay?
Right.
Or son, son, daughter, daughter, that's fine. But nuclear families are just the parents and their children. Okay, so parents and their children. Okay, there's also this term
Right.
called the serial packet family. What is that? A serial packet family. Um, what is a serial packet family? Now, serial packet family is the one that we see in the advertisement, mom, dad, son, daughter. The
Yeah.
ideal family that we see on the ideal version of the family of a nuclear family, the stereotype that is promoted in the advertisement, mom, dad, son, daughter, that one, that's a serial packet family, the
Yeah.
one we see on the television advertisements. um
Right.
that's also like a nuclear family, but the one that we idealize, it's important to have a son and daughter, like you have both the genders and it's so cool, and his mom and dad is a perfect family, and that's how all families are supposed to be. That's a
Hmm.
serial type of family. Nuclear family is just parents and children. Extended family is like, um parents are there, children are also there, but grandparents are also there, so three generations. Okay,
Right.
who were living together in one single household, so usually like joint families, like parent, children, grandparents. Okay, then we have,
Right.
is this clear so far? Am I going super fast?
No, no, it's okay. It's clear.
Okay, now a beanpole family is like a super one, like multiple generations, so like four generational families. So the children's parents, so the children,
Hmm.
so we have parents, children, uh grandparents, and the alive great grandparents. So that's like a four-layered beanpole, four generational, multiple generational family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lone parent family are the single parent. So mom and children, or dad or children. Okay.
Hmm.
And it's usually the mom. So one parent living with their children. This could be due to separation, divorce, or the death of a partner, or so and so. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have a reconstituted family. Now this is like a blend or step family, you could say.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
mother, or you could say, let's say, um a step family in which one or both partners have a child or children from the previous relationship. So let's say this man and his son, this woman and her daughter, both have these children from separate partners. They have come together and become a family together. Make sense?
Yeah. Wait
Okay.
1 second.
Uh-huh.
So, what you said again? Sorry, I wasn't focusing. Sorry.
Okay. Loving the honesty, like
Sorry.
I wasn't focusing.
Sorry. Sorry.
That's the first time a student has actually been honest with me. Miss, I wasn't focusing. Can you say it again? Don't worry. It's okay. Love it. Okay. Reconstituted family is when a man and a woman
Yeah.
both were already previously married and have children from
Hmm.
other old partners, from their divorced partners, and they bring their broken families together. So basically, two broken families come together.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it's not necessary that the guy has a son or they have a child, but when two broken families, they come together, that's a reconstituted family. It's a step family.
Right.
Is it making sense? Did you
Yeah, it
comprehend
makes
that?
sense. Yeah.
Okay. Then we have same-sex families where there's father and an adopted child, or mother, mother, adopted child. So gay lesbian families.
Right.
And that's it. These are your different types of families. There you go. I'm gonna let you, what you can do is look at each one of them, write a single liner definition for each one of them for yourself.
All right. All right, I'm done. I was already making notes, so
Perfect. Okay. Any confusion so far?
no, not really.
Okay. Now let's see. Family perspectives. This is one part. I'm gonna send this to you right away because otherwise I'm gonna lose this. Then I'm gonna do the perspectives on a separate document. So let me send this to you first.
Yeah.
One second. Hmm. And there you go. You got this. And then screen again. Mm, okay. Now, remember functionalist, Parsons, blah blah blah. Remember those? I told you who functionalists were and who Marxists were, interactionists and
Yeah.
feminists. Yes. Now the first
Yeah.
one we're gonna do is functionalists. Okay.
Okay.
So we have from the functionalist. Now you know for the functionalists, the most popular ones that you're commonly gonna see is Talcott Parsons, Rupert
Mm-hmm.
Murdoch, and Emil Durkheim. These three are like the core functionalists that who have like big theories, and they're gonna talk
Right.
about. They're probably gonna be the dominating ones that you're gonna see. Okay, so in
Okay.
family, Murdoch, and you don't need to know full name. Surname is fine. So this is Murdoch, Rupert
Hmm.
Murdoch. What did he have to say, Murdoch? Okay, Murdoch said, now your functionalist approach to families, it focuses on the positive and the important functions, how important a family is. So they see family as a very positive function institution in the society. Okay, family plays a super important role in in the society. They're a very important institution. Why? Because they teach you your norms, they teach you your moral values, they nurture you. They are a major source and the core source of primary socialization. They teach you the culture, they teach you how to interact, which is socialization. They teach you the rights and the wrongs. And that is the reason why Murdoch said that they play a super important role in family structure in the society, because if this did not exist, um, what would happen? Families would the society would be broken down or so and so. Why? Because if the
Mm.
families does not teach you the rights and wrong, children would be or people would be out on the streets stealing and killing and so and so. So the family has these important roles. Now they have a Rupert Murdoch identified, I think there were about one, two, three, four core functions that were identified by Murdoch. He said there are four
Yeah.
functions of a family. Number one is the sexual function. The whole idea here is to reproduce and increase the population, bring new members to the society to endure over time,
Yeah.
childbearing, procreating, and so and so.
Mm.
Then comes the economic function. Okay, now what's the economic function? To provide people with economic support, food, shelter, clothes. If a child is born, he has a house to live in, he has food, he has shelter. They fulfill the need for economic corporations in terms of the division of labor. How? The woman has to do the childbearing and housework, and men, they go out and
Mm.
work and earn and so and so. Then they have the the educational function. Educational function. Educational function is like the family. They play it plays an important role in teaching you the culture, socialization, norms, values, like I said. And the next one is reproduction. Actually, sexual and that one goes separate. The sexual function is like to fulfill the sexual needs of individuals and their
Mm.
behavior, to avoid cohabiting and actually making things legal. And the reproduction function is the one we talked about, to reproduce, increase the popularity of the world, and so and so. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Then we have Calcott Parsons' perspective. Parsons said that family also has, of course, again, they're supporting the same perspective. They're both functionalists. They say that family has very, very important roles. Um, he said that family has two basic and the most vital functions. Okay, now what are those? Um, Primary socialization. Now, look, there are two types of socialization, primary and secondary. Primary socialization is provided by family, right? The
Right.
family teaches you values, norms, religion, how to walk,
Mm.
how to um, talk, how to eat, everything. Secondary socialization, we've got schools who teach you punctuality, uniformity, how to interact with people. We've got peers who teach you some bad things, some good things, acceptance, um, workplace, religion, media. These are your secondary sources of socialization. So Parsons said that family has a core role, which is primary socialization. which is, as an agent of socialization, it helps teaching the shared values, norms, etc., etc. Okay, write this shared values help maintain social order, the rights and the wrongs. The second role, according to Talcott Parsons, and a very, very important one, was stabilization of the society. After a very long day of work, or after a very hectic week of exam, you would probably want to go and sit in a hot bathtub with candles on, light music, and nice bubble bath, and it will give you comfort, and it will give you it will help you relax and relieve stress. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Stabilization, what he meant by stabilization is his warm bath theory is what he tells you. When a man comes home from a really tough day at work, or uh, sh- a difficult day, or a child comes home after having a very tough exam, or the mother comes home after having an argument at the grocery store, their family members are present at home to provide emotional support, right? This emotional support
Yeah.
that is provided by the family, Parsons has actually metaphorically, and I'm just writing this metaphorically for your information, but metaphorically connect that to a warm bath. Why? Because the emotional support that you get, it provides you with, um, it helps you relax, relieve stress, and makes you less angry, and you're calmed down. Why does this help stabilize the society? Because when you are happy, you are relaxed, you're less angry, you will not go out and beat somebody up, or if you're stuck in the traffic, you will not go and punch him in the face because you're frustrated or angry. Why? Because it's because you had a nice time at home, you're comfortable, you have a emotional support at home, you were able to go home after a long day and rant, and now you feel light, so you're not going to be frustrated. Somebody who keeps it inside for weeks and weeks and weeks, they will be frustrated. Isn't that true?
Yes.
So relieve stress, relax, it makes you less angry, and that helps stabilize the society. You will not go out and beat someone up, because if you do, that's criminal behavior. Or you will not be frustrated or angry at somebody else, so you will not go or steal something. Stabilize the society. It will help bring down bad things that could have possibly happen in the society. So that's the connection he is making, Parsons, with the warm bath theory, that it helps you stabilize the society. Does that make sense now?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I will pause. Do you need take a minute, write if you need to write anything for Parsons and Murdoch?
Yeah.
Then we will move forward to the Marxist.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Okay, okay. Any questions so far?
No, it's all
Okay,
clear.
now look. Very well. Now we have Zaretsky. Oh, let's introduce the Marxist to you first. Marxist perspective. Every single time in your exam, if you write about the functionalist and you want to counter argue them or write the
Mm-hmm.
criticisms of the functionalist or evaluate it,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to use the Marxist as their counter argument and vice versa. If you're writing the
Right.
Marxist and you want to counter argue them, you will write the functionalist. Okay, so they're both like enemies.
Mm.
Now, Marxist, this guy, pretty prominent Marxist as well, Zervetsky, Zervetsky or whatever, argues that family is a unit of production. Okay, he says that family, that's a unit of production. What do we mean by that? He says it's a unit of production. Why? Because it is helping the society produce and build labor. Okay. Um, work and family life. It can it they're both separated in such a way that it your family is kind of supporting industrial capitalism. He said that family serves the interest of capitalism, right? Serves the interest of capitalism. What does that mean? Um, it has an economic function. The economic function is that women, they carry out, so women, they are your unpaid labor. In fact, the feminists are going to say the same thing, that women are unpaid labor because they work at home for free, childbearing and housework and so and so. Okay, they are the domestic labor. And what else is the role of the family? To reproduce labor. What does that mean? The rich, so the bourgeoisie, family, they pass down the wealth, they pass down the wealth to children, of course. But what happens? The proletariat, the poor people, the working class, the proletariat, what do they pass down? Poverty, right? They reproduce labor for the rich people. Okay, so the whole purpose of the families to exist in the society is to support the economic function, to provide with unpaid labor, to provide with um, free, what do we have? Free labor. The rich remains the rich, the wealth is passed down to them, and the proletariat, the family, when they reproduce, it is the children are bound to repeat the cycle and go find themselves a job so that they can go and work for the rich people. So the whole purpose of the family, according to the Marxist, is to support the economic function and reproduce labor and be the slaves for the rich people for the rest of their lives. That's one part, the economic function. The second part, according to the same perspective, the sociologist Zervatsky, the second purpose of the family is to consume. Family is a vital unit of consumption. What do we mean by that? Your families, they buy and consume the products of who? The capitalist. Family, who are they? They're the customers. They buy products. Customers of who? The rich business people, right? The rich business people are the business owners, and they are the ones who are selling products, right? So what are they actually doing? Providing profit and sales to the bourgeoisie. So, what is the function of the family? They are a vital unit of consumption. They're helping the rich become further rich by buying their products. Because who else are they going to buy from? It is, of course, the business owners. They are the capitalists. They are, remember, we talked about whoever has the factors of production is a bourgeoisie. They are the rich people. And family, working class people, the bigger the family, the more packets you will buy. So if a single person buys, let's say, one packet of toilet roll or something, I don't know, he will, when he grows his family, he will buy a family packet. Why? Because he has a bigger family, and he will probably think about getting a family packet because it's cheaper now and easier to get, blah blah. So they are gonna, because they have more people in the family, they're most likely to buy more and more products, which in the end gives profits and sales to the businessman, to the capitalist. So family has two roles: one, economic function, provide labor, and two, make sales, vital unit of consumption. They make help the rich people get further richer. How's that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, here, we can note this down. Um, Okay, okay, into yesterday.
I've noted everything down.
Okay, done. Okay, one sec.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check what we have. I think we've got pregnancy. Functionalist, feminist. Now feminist. Okay, so we have feminist views. As a conflict approach, your feminists, their perspectives, they are critical on the family as an institution, and they say that family has a negative impact on the lives of the women. Now, your feminists, they believe that families, they contribute to the social construction of gender roles. What do we mean by that? Families, they socially construct a child since their childhood construction that, let's say a woman or a girl from a young age, she is supposed to, she is weak, she should play with dolls, um she should help the mother, should learn cooking, you know be a good girl, not scream, shout, xyz. Meanwhile, a boy, how do we expect a boy to behave in the society from their childhood? Strong. Big boys don't cry. Be strong. You're a boy. Don't do this. XYZ, all of that. What are they playing with? Tools, cars, planes. You know, they help dad. They are usually, the what are the, naughty boy, bad boy, that kind of stuff. Using these kind of things to kind of using books, toys to manipulate children or socially construct their mindsets into specific gender roles, or teaching them gender roles, appropriate societal role, is called canalization. Okay. So with families, the children, they learn norms, values, and accept the males and the females structure. The domestic part is for the girls. The strong part is for the boys. They go out and earn and XYZ blah blah. So the feminists are super very much against this idea of socially constructing and brainwashing children since the childhood and all that. Now, um, sociologists named Delphi and Leonard, they're both radical feminists. Now, who are radical feminists? The feminists who believe that the patriarchal system and women's oppression, it can be achieved through women living separately, like with independently through separation. Okay. And they conducted in-depth detailed interviews, and they concluded that the family is patriarchal, which means dominated by men. It's dominated by men. The whites, they are exploited. And even if a woman decides to go out and work, she still has to come home and do the housework. They call this a dual burden or dual shift. Okay? They say that the family is based on the hierarchy. In the hierarchy identifies the power, right? Um, where men are at the top, they have more power. Meanwhile, women are at the bottom. They are submissive. They must accept the orders of the men, and family is an unfair structure which shows or supports gender discrimination and has an extremely unfair family structure. That's it. Uh, there we are. That's feminist views. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, and these are your three most important perspectives for families. You are most likely to get a 15 marker on
Right.
family structures. Let me send this to you. I think in the next class, I will show you the Cambridge paper and their patterns. And then I will show you
Mm-hmm.
how you're expected to write an answer, like what is expected from you. Okay, wait,
Okay.
let me send this to you first. And and can you write your email address on